Hello everyone, my name is Oren, and with collaboration from the IWC, the Israeli wrestling community, I'm going to give you my weekly review of WWE programming entitled 5 vs 5. And if you don't know, here's how it goes. I'm going to talk about 5 good things that happened this week in WWE programming. I want to talk about 5 bad things that happened this week in WWE programming, and then I'm going to give each show a grade between 1 and 10, and there's even a score of 0 if the show was a complete catastrophe. And let's start things off. The first good thing that happened this week in WWE programming was the overall matches. You know, because usually when it comes to WWE programming, some of the matches really don't mean anything and they last about a minute. But this week, I gotta say, every single show delivered. They had good matches, they had overall storytelling, and even though some of the matches were against, you might say, jobbers, the matches did progress some kind of a storyline. So overall, all matches were good. The second good thing that happened this week in WWE, Otis Dozovich. I swear I love this guy. He is funny, he's entertaining, he's agile, he's freakishly strong. Did you see that double suplex spot he did with Daniel Bryan and Xavier Woods on SmackDown? An incredible feat of strength. I want to see him and Tucker win those tag team belts. If it's not going to happen this Sunday, it will happen down the road. I'm confident of it. And overall, these two guys are a great tag team. Just keep it coming. The third good thing that happened this week in WWE programming, the match between Lorcan and Arya Davari. Let it be known, I am a huge fan of 205 Live, I'm a huge supporter of 205 Live, and I do believe that this show is vastly underrated because the people there deserves more credit than they get, and simply the match between Arya Davari and Lorcan was simply outstanding. Those two almost killed each other using tables and chairs and trash can lids, simply putting on a show for the record books, and those two do not get enough credit as they do. Guys, you have my respect, and I hope this show will get the credit it deserves in the near future. The fourth good thing that happened this week in WWE programming, some of the progression in the storylines coming into Extreme Rules. Well, Extreme Rules is this Sunday, and we're having quite a pay-per-view, and some of the storylines are actually very intriguing. The winner-take-all match between Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins taking on Corbin and Lacey Evans is intriguing. The storytelling is done right up until a certain point. I'm going to talk about that later. The Samoa Joe versus Kofi match, also very good storytelling. The feud between AJ Styles and Ricochet, also good storytelling. The Roman Reigns, Taker, Shane McMahon, Drew McIntyre. Just make it stop. But overall, this show is a show to watch, people. And they did a pretty good job of building it up. I'm hoping this show will deliver and will not disappoint. And the fifth good thing that happened this week in WWE programming, Elia Drago. And no, and I'm just saying that because I was there in the crowd. You can see me in the crowd in the show. No, I'm just kidding. I'm always intrigued by the development and the progression of the UK brand as it unfolds. And they have an array of talent that people need to watch. They got Mustache Mountain, and they got Imperium, and they got Gallus, and now Elia Drago is just another cherry on top of that cake. Another great talent from the UK scene. I've seen him before in his match against Pete Dunne in Wembley. You should check this guy out. He's got potential. He's phenomenal in the ring, and I'm dying to see where his first rivalry will be in NXT UK. And as always, when there are good things, there are always bad things. And for me, I'm not trying to bash anyone. This only comes from me as a constructive criticism. But there are bad things nonetheless. And the first bad thing that happened this week in WWE programming was Mike Kanellis. Seriously, what are you doing to the guy? First, he's getting berated by his pregnant wife who's having mood swings. And then on 205 Live, he's acting like a 5-year-old in a fit of rage. I just don't get what you're doing with this guy. Could someone explain this to me? The second bad thing that happened this week in WWE programming, Raw's total lack of logic. Where do we even begin? Let's start with the opening matchup. It was a mixed tag elimination match between Andrade and Zelina Vega taking on Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Now, the commentators emphasized the fact that the men can only fight the men and the women can only fight the women. Zelina Vega gets eliminated. That leaves Andrade against Rollins and Becky Lynch. Now, if Andrade would have eliminated Rollins and the men cannot fight the women, what would happen then? From there, it was the burial of Rey Mysterio. Why bring the guy back only to get demolished by Bobby Lashley? The most illogical cameo in the entire show, maybe in the history of the show, when the Street Profits came on and promoted Extreme Rules. Doesn't make any sense. Corey Graves' line again with the Viking Raiders. Take everything, give nothing back. That's from Pirates of the Caribbean. What the hell are you doing? A lot of things that did not make any sense on this show at all. I just don't get it. The third bad thing that happened this week in WWE programming, the video packages. So, I'm seeing Raw, I'm seeing SmackDown, and in the middle of both shows, they put on a video package about what happened last week on the show. Why put those things in the middle of the show? You should put that in the beginning. Who the hell edits this? And also on 205 Live, on your main event, the last minutes of the show, were a video package promoting your title match for the upcoming Extreme Rules. They deserve more than that. They deserve like an interview or a face-to-face or something. A video package? Come on. The fourth bad thing that happened this week in WWE, similar segments on NXT. So, I'm watching NXT this week and they had this segment where the Velveteen Dream is in a press conference and they ask him questions about who's going to be the next challenger. Someone's saying Roderick Strong, he's saying he's not worthy, and he gets out of there. Then a couple of matches go by and we see Shayna Baszler getting interviewed backstage and she's asked about Mia Yim. And she says she's not worthy and she gets out of there. That's basically the same thing. You're doing the same exact segment with different characters. Why do it similar? I mean, come on, you gotta be more creative than that. And the fifth bad thing that happened this week in WWE programming, the pipe bomb. So, Kevin Owens drops a pipe bomb on Shane McMahon this week on SmackDown, and I gotta be honest, I just don't feel it. When CM Punk did it back in 2011, you can feel the aggravation and the frustration coming out of the guy as he was really upset about what is happening in WWE. With Owens, it just doesn't feel the same. From last week's face turn to this segment this week, I'm just not connecting. I'm just not identifying with what Owens is saying because I know it doesn't come from the same place. I don't know. I just don't feel it. Maybe if they would have told the story a little bit different, maybe it would have been more believable to me. And no offense to Owens, I don't think it's his fault. I just think the storytelling is not done correctly in this situation, and I just don't feel it. The pipe bomb doesn't feel real to me. That's it. Time to grade the shows. Let's start from Raw. From last week's great show, we dropped a couple of notches. Even though the matches on the show were very good, the storytelling behind some of the things didn't make a lot of sense. From the opening match, the various rules on the mixed tag elimination match didn't make a lot of sense. The return of Rey Mysterio only to get demolished by Bobby Lashley doesn't make any sense. The Street Profits cameo doesn't make any sense. The continued abuse of Mike Kanellis doesn't make any sense, and so on and so on. But still, there were good things on the show. The storytelling through to some of the rivalries coming up on Extreme Rules is good. The winner take-all match between Rollins, Becky, Corbin, and Lacey Evans. The rivalry between the Club and Ricochet. Those things are good and they show real prominence, but it's a 50-50 show. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Moving on to SmackDown, a much better show from last week. Good matches overall. Roman Reigns is back after 2 months of not being on SmackDown. Like I said, Otis Dozovich is the man, and we finally found out who knocked on Alistair's door. And I gotta say, I enjoyed the payoff. I like the fact that it's Cesaro. I like his response to the fact that he's the one knocking on his door. But still, there were a couple of things in the show that didn't do it for me. Like, once again, Shelton Benjamin backstage asking him a question, and he goes like this, and what is that? I don't just get it. And the whole thing with the pipe bomb, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't feel real to me, as you might say. This show overall is a good show, better than last week. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. On 205 Live, good matches overall. We see a little rivalry going on between the Singh brothers and Brian Kendrick and Akira Tozawa. The main event ruled overall, but still, the things that are going on with Mike Kanellis, I just don't get it. I mean, what are you doing with the guy? I mean, you could have at least had him beat up somebody or do a lot more heroic and carnage. He just threw a trash can. I mean, come on, he deserves better than that. But overall, this show was good. It also gets a 6.5 out of 10. On NXT, Damian Priest looks like $1 million. The heel turn of Io Shirai is complete with new theme song and entrance, and I'm loving every minute of it. The similar segments of Shayna Baszler and Velveteen Dream shows of laziness. I mean, come on, you are a lot better than that. And the main event did not disappoint. A great tag team match between the Profits and Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. I'm also giving this show a 6.5 out of 10. And on NXT UK, Elia Drago showing us why he's one of the hottest prospects on the UK brand. Trent Seven has declared war on Imperium, and we had a massive 6-man tag team matchup for our main event. A solid show, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And that is my review for this week. Now I would like to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, do you agree or disagree with me, specifically on the pipe bomb? And also, if you want to stay up to date about when I'm uploading these reviews, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, it's free of charge, and I'll see you next time on my next review. Thank you for watching.